Hello, y'all. How are you doing today? It's rainy here in South Carolina, and I was trying to fix a problem I had last night when I was trying to edit the video, and then I realized in the video I forgot to Ben left his sound on for a minute. I forgot to switch cameras, so it's kind of like I'm showing you construction, but I left this camera up. So I thought I would just go ahead and show you how to construct it, or at least the basics of construction in the live, so you can make the post office, because I know everybody wanted to make the post office. Oh, Kathy Bradley said it's snowing where she is. I love snow. So I'm going to tape something down. My microphone is going. It's driving me crazy watching it move. Actually, I should probably move it back a little bit. Can y'all hear me okay? That's a little better. Okay, so first I'm going to show you what this project, what the snowy post office was based on. This was the one I made, the spare one. Okay, let me see. I think I've pulled it up on my computer. I'm looking. Here. All right, next I think I can go like this and show you the screen. Let me see if you can see it. Can you see the post office on the screen? I hope so. Right, let me see what it looks like. No. Screen. Nope, that's just showing part of Cricut Design Space. I was cutting something. Let me see what I can show on my screen. Screen. Entire screen. There you go. That's the post office that it is based on. And I just thought, I'm messing up. I just thought it was a really nice design. Okay, now I'm going to try to go back to me. So, anyway, that was the post office. And let me see. Did you finally get it? Yes. So you finally saw the Durham post office. It's funny. They tore it down. It was only I think around for about 30 years, but I thought it's a beautiful design. But you know how things are in downtown? They always it ends up being valuable real estate, and really cool buildings sometimes get torn down, often get torn down. So that was the inspiration. And now let's go to, just going to go to construction. So that means I need to change cameras again. Let me rotate my overhead camera, which is really just my iPhone. Phone. Let me center it better. I don't design in Design Space. I design on an Adobe Illustrator, and the other there's a free program you can design in, and it's Inkscape. And they're both, Illustrator and Inkscape are both pretty intense for learning, but once you learn them, they're certainly more flexible than Design Space. Okay, let me show you some of the pieces, the main pieces. I don't have all the decorative pieces out. I used this color cardstock for the shelves in the back of the post office. This kind of strange little piece is the back. This provides the frame for the shelves and the roof. Sonia said she would love to have some snow now and then. I love snow too. I like a little bit of snow. Okay, let me see if you can see. Oh, I've got it flipped upside down. There are some score lines, and this is an important score line. This is where the roof angle changes. It goes from being flat to the roof angle. Yes, I learned to design on Inkscape. Okay, I'm folding. Like I said, this ends up being an important angle, so I'm going to fold along it. And then along these little narrow, I made the pink inks, the pink design out of 1 10-pound cardstock. So the body of this little house is made out of 1 10-pound cardstock. And I think if I have to record the video again, I will use watercolor paper so I can paint it. You know, I like painting it. Kathy Bradley said she learned how to use Illustrator from Jennifer Maker's Cut Above. That's exactly where I learned too. You know, we're all self-taught. Sometimes I think my designs, I'm like, oh, I really wish I could be more professional and everything was perfectly symmetrical, but I didn't really learn that. I learned enough to build the structures, but not do the really fancy stuff. This forms a little lip on top that's not visible, but it helps hold it down. So that is the back piece, which is all folded. This is what I call the over roof. This is what simplifies the shingles. I mostly get my cardstock from Michael's, from Recollection. They just have a lot of colors and they have some fairly decent choices with 1 10-pound cardstock. So there's the over roof folded, and this is the main structure. Score lines. So there's the main structure with all the score lines. And I'm going to put these roof tabs, these are the roof tabs, over this roof flap. And that'll form this much of the structure. I'm going to move my camera up a little bit. Oops, not that much. Just so I make sure I get mine in the whole piece in the screen. Okay, so those two are important score lines. These little triangles are over roof triangles, and they go on the sides. And now let's cut the, let's fold the shelves. This one I've already done. This is the back shelf, and you'll notice it has these two back tabs, and one is taller than the other. This one, let me show you. You can see this one is taller, and that helps you place it um, helps you place it properly. Ignore Ben. He's distracting me. I'm trying to see if you have any questions, and then I hear it's not going well. I'm like, am I not talking loud enough? It scared me. Okay, this is the bottom, not the bottom shelf so much, but really the bottom of the house. And it's a funny design. I'll show you why in a minute. I mean, you know, I need to send him on an errand. I really haven't fed the cats. That's always helpful. He's been very nice to me because, he has no obligation to do this. It's not like I pay him or anything, but he's been very kind about helping me. Okay. So when you fold these shelves, the tabs basically go up. In order to make a tab in the back, I had to put this fold in the center so I could have a tab in the back. And what that does, it allows me to glue the bottom of the post office to the back, to the sides, and to the little front, it's not really the front, this little back piece, so that everything is anchored. So that's why that's a very funny shape. So I wanted y'all to see me put that together. And then these are the what I call the cubby holes, the vertical dividers, and they are made just like the top shelf. So for this video, all I'm going to try to do, the part I'm going to try to get to really, is at least getting the top shelf in. I don't want to take long. Yeah, I wanted the shelves to be sturdy so you can put stuff on them, especially for some of the other projects like the bakery. So that's why they're folded in half. It just makes a better shelf. So that is 3 of the 4. Deborah Bell said she bought Affinity Designer to learn how to use it. And I think I bought it too. I haven't used it, but I bought it because I heard it was easier to use. And I thought about teaching people how to make designs, because that's where the real creativity comes in. It's very time consuming, but that's when you really get to bring stuff to life. Okay, so those are 3 of the 4 shelves. And let's make one. I think I have glue. Look, glue. Shocking, shocking glue. You can use any glue for this. It's not going to show. Oh, thank you, Debbie. I try to spend a lot of time making things simple as possible to do what I want them to do. And these shelves are, a little bit complicated. We could use a slot method, where you cut slots and slide them in, but I thought it would make them weaker. And so I didn't, that's why I use this kind of tab method where you've got a tab and see, it's kind of a sturdy little structure on its own. And let's glue the base shelf, the bottom piece. Yes, that's the real downside of Adobe Illustrator. It is expensive. I think mine is $60, $70 a month. But I have to have it. I mean, it's the only way I can do all this stuff. I mean, I guess I could do it on Inkscape, but I'm on a Mac, and Inkscape is a little better for more Windows-based when you want to do your designs. Also, Cricut Design Space does not like Inkscape quite as much, and so it simplified my life when I just, you know, went to Illustrator and paid for it. Okay. Bottom, top, and one of the dividers. Try to get this one done real quick so I can do some construction. I use 2 full sheets for the shingles. And if you want the shingles out of 2 different colors, wait, I'll show you in a minute. Just a second, let me get this kind of going. Oh. Delvine uses Inkscape to design machine embroidery designs. Oh, that's nice. I always thought about doing that. I haven't, but okay. Let me show you in shingles. They're 2 shingles, and I separated them in the SVG file. This shingle has a half scallop on one side, and this shingle has a full scallop on one side. So if you want 2 different colors, do one color with the full shingle and one color with the half shingle, and then you'll be able to alternate them. If you want a roof line like this, if you want it. I thought it was too, after I did it, I'm like, I think it would have looked better in all red. And I really like the all red. I think that looks very vintage. But, you know, you do whichever one you like. Okay, let's try the structure. I have to find all my pieces now. So fold so that they're good and strong. And thought I was going to have to send Ben off for something. But I realized I have my painter's tape nearby. So this is the side tab on the back piece. And we're going to inset it. You know, put it inside the front piece. I think I have silhouette design too. And the reason I did that is because I want silhouette users and other people to be able to use my files easily without challenging them. Red and gold would make nice shingles. Or like on the Rudolph song, silver and gold, silver and gold. That might be cute. Okay, there's one. Let's do the other one. Glue the other side down. Because this has to be kind of dry before I can proceed. So I want to at least get it sort of anchored. um, you know, I have like, I don't know, if you stacked all my cardstock together, it's probably about 4 or 5 feet high. It's a lot of cardstock. I can't find any gold cardstock. I don't know where it is. Okay, structure. Let's glue these roof tabs down. I should have done them first. I don't know. In terms of designing, I think that these roof flaps and roof tabs are what allows the structure to be strong. It's something I like a lot. Okay, there's one of the roof flaps down, and look inside the house to make sure that the angle, that this piece matches the back. Yes, I like the gold cardstock from Michaels. I have a huge giant section. If you want me to give a chore to Ben, I can have him go find some gold, to give you an idea of how much foil cardstock I have. That's a lot. There. Roof tabs glued to roof flaps. And it's already much more sturdy just doing this. Okay. Now, and you know, I told you this was an important crease. This allows us to fold it back. So when we put the top shelf in, it's easier. And that's why we're not gluing that down yet. All right, first I'm going to put the bottom shelf in, or the bottom of the house in, so that it'll maintain the rectangular shape. So I think I can remove my tabs. Okay, let's find the bottom shelf. And you can see why these little tabs. Good. So I'm applying glue to the back tab. And then the side tabs. And now to the little front tabs. And let's see how I can get this in without so it just fits in here. Pull that up, line it up. There's the bottom piece in place. And so we've got it anchored on the sides we're anchored to here, and we're anchored to here. So that gives me a good structure. So now let's do the top piece, and I'll show you how to line it up. And that's really the most important step I wanted to show you. So remember, we have two tabs, a smaller tab that goes to the back in the bottom, it goes downward, and this one goes up. And I'm just going to see, I'm just going to test fit it. So I'm going to move it down just a little bit more so you can see. This back tab is lined up with the score line with the angle of the roof. Now I have to take it out again. Wait, I think I just warped it. So now we can apply some glue. And when I'm putting it in place, the glue will get everywhere. I think I should have made the shelves the same color as the backing, but I didn't think of that till later because, you know, I was trying to make it look like a bin, you know, a post office cubbyhole, which kind of looked like wood. So that was my intention. And that's why I painted it. Let me show you real quick. That's why I painted this one kind of to look like wood. But you can see I smeared some glue around. I pretty much always smear glue around. Okay, glue. Okay. Flip this back. Make sure that the larger tab is on top. Angle it. Maybe the glue should go here rather than on the shelf. I thought about that. Okay. So first I'm checking to make sure this tab is straight in the back. Then I'll make sure the shelf is straight. Okay. And line up my shelf. Does that look straight? If your shelf is slanted forward, what happens is your little packages fall off. I don't want that to happen. Let's see, they look parallel. They look pretty good. So now we can glue the back piece completely in place. This is the fiddly part of the structure. Oh, and I forgot to say, decorate the house before you glue it together. Since I made my mistake, I didn't have all the pieces cut out, so I had to make it just the structural pieces for you so they would be ready for today. But if you decorate your house when it's flat, it's much simpler. Oh, I know what I did wrong. I didn't fold along that score line, the side score line very well. That's what I didn't do. I didn't fold here. Oh, like a baby level? Yeah, I think a baby level would be good. See, I moved it when I was like messing with stuff. Painter's tape. So what I'll do is I'll edit out the conversational parts and I'll just show you the structure for the thing. I may have to just record another video. But I still wanted you to be able to make it. And I thought those shelves were a little confusing, so I thought you really needed a video, at least to get, let's see. Okay, that's the main structure. Now I want to show you a little bit about applying shingles. If I can, on my designs, I like to do, put down a piece of, if I can, I like to do an over roof, because it's, especially if you've got a complicated roof line like this, if you have to trim the shingles to fit that like all at once, that's just a nightmare. So with an over roof, you can apply the shingles to the over roof. And trim them when you're done. Actually, I don't need a red background. And then I check on the back just to make sure that they're lined up properly. There. Deborah asked if I make a paper pattern first and then design it. Nope. No, I pretty much always, now once I've got the first one started, let's do this. No, I pretty much always design it. It's gotten easier over time because most of my designs, I do them so that the house structure fits pretty easily on a Cricut mat. So that's kind of the limiting feature for me. You know, Dreaming Tree and SVG Cuts and stuff, they make much bigger houses, and they fit, you know, all the pieces fit on a 12 by 12 mat, but they just kind of think about it differently. I think we have, if we want to keep making stuff, we need to have a place to put them. And if you make really big houses, it's like having a bunch of doll houses around. So I keep mine relatively small. This is a big house in my design scheme. And the French Maison de Noël is a big house among my houses. And I looked it up. I talked to Michelle at 12 by 12 cardstock, and she said the designs are available until the 11th. But you can only get them with the email. And so I just wonder if you signed up for the email after my design, which was on the second day, then you wouldn't have the pattern. So I'm going to email her and see if maybe on the last day of their event, they can send out an email with all the links again. So you'd have like 24 hours to get them all. Because the French Maison de Noël is, it's one of my favorite designs. Okay. So I'm trying to stagger the shingles so it makes this pattern, this kind of little pattern. Put the dimensions of the new houses. Okay, so where do you want the dimensions to be, Amy? Do you want them on a PDF? You really can't put it in an SVG unless you like turn the dimensions into a cut line. It's so I can put them on the PDF files. All right, so I just want to show you real quick. So to cut these angles, basically you just snip, snip. Or I can put the dimensions in the tutorial, in the written tutorial. That's easy. I'm going to visit my sister for about 11 days, and I'm not going to have all my stuff with me. So I'm going to do like homework. I can put it on the web page. That's easy. So see how easy that is? And you do the same thing with this one. The only problem is this is just like, I don't know how I did this. Slightly, let me find one. Just, no, it worked, yeah. It's just slightly wider. So what I did was I just cut it, just for the bottom ones. Just for the bottom one or two. Put it so there's a bit of an overhang. Oh, I know. I can put my trusty assistant to work on measuring my houses. He'll love that. Tedious, repetitive. I hope he knows I'm joking. Okay, so I've got those two. But really the easiest way is to apply the strip in one strip because it's easier to keep it straight. So now that I've got it, and then when I'm done, I just cut along here. And I would cut this a little generously, or rather, instead of cutting exactly on the line, I would cut it down just a little bit so that you make sure when you apply your piece that it covers it up, completely. Yeah, so that's the roof. And you do the same thing with the with these little pieces, with the side over roofs. And what I did for that was I just did a complete strip. And when I was done, I cut it, and then I used those strips. Now you have to flip them around because the wide part's going to be upside down, but you can use those strips, and that way you don't have to cut out nearly as many shingles. Okay, what was the other thing I was going to show you? I think that's it. Oh, I wanted to show you on the back, and I'm going to get a red Sharpie, but I cut it too close to the edge. So just leave yourself a little extra room, kind of depending on how firmly you glue down everything. Oh, there's my sister. Yes, I go see her on Thursday. That's why there's not going to be a live on the last day. There will be a live on the Monday when I arrive on the 16th, the Monday before on the 16th. Okay, what was the other thing? Oh, I was going to tell you, when you decorate it, glue down the stone overlay, and it has, it's kind of like a guide for placing these windows. Let me find one. Here we go. So you see there's an indentation, and it helps you place the first window frame, and then you put the windows within. And the middle piece is a door. It's actually a door. And so it's the same size. It just has different panels. You know, a little more door-like. And then I made 2 little stairs. They're in the pattern. These 2 little boxes. And they're a little fiddly to fold together. And when I make the real video, I'll show you. Just kind of fold them together and glue them together. And they make really nice little stairs. Snow and glitter if you like. Or you can leave it plain. I'm probably going to go with snow. But the other thing is, I looked at this one and I'm like, I think the snow really needs to come down further. It's got such a nice border, I'm not going to fix it now, but I think the snow needs to come down further. And there are a bunch of different printed signs, a PDF, so you can print out the signs and then glue them behind a frame. Let me find my signs. These are the signs. Okay, I think that's it. Let me see if you have any questions. If you have any questions, I'm going to flip to the face. You're going to have to see my face again. Rotate the camera. Okay, if you have any questions, let me know. And I will make a real video. I may take parts of this one. And I've got the design space, setting up the design space part. But after I did that, I didn't switch the camera to construction, and so I didn't get that part. Okay. Snow. Kathy Bradley asked about types of snow. We kind of had a snow day in one of the lives, and I use Snow Tex mixed with white paint and glue, Mod Podge, and it makes I think it makes a really nice snow. But we experimented, and baking soda, white paint, and glue and Mod Podge makes a really nice snow. It was amazing what a great snow it was, and that's very inexpensive, and you can make it any time. The other one that surprised me, here, I got to get trusty assistant to get up, is lightweight spackle. I used that to make the icing for my little Santa mug, which I think is here. Not sure, but I think so. You're looking for lightweight spackle over there. It's in it's in that back shelf. The shelf straight in front of you. In the back, it's red top. Okay, so I use lightweight spackle. I'm trying to get and I put it in a little icing bag and snipped off the thing and squirted it and made it looks like real whipped cream. So this is my lightweight spackle, and because this lid doesn't adhere very well, I put press and seal there, so I think it'll stay good for a while. So that's kind of one of my backups. So those are the 3 things that we kind of experimented with that I really like. Okay. Oh, the shelf behind me, I got that at Lowe's. I was looking for some kind of display thing that I could switch out. And I found it at Lowe's, and I was looking around, and I found it online, and then I'm looking around at Lowe's. I'm like wandering all around. I'm like, where is this? So I had to order it online, even though they had them in stock, and then go back and pick it up, even though I was already there. But anyway, it's I don't know if they call it a peg shelf or what, but it's nice for this kind of display. I would love to have a bigger wreath behind me, but Alley Cat loves fake greenery. She will not leave it alone. She's like, then it makes her throw up. So, okay, I think I'm going to go. And I will talk to y'all later, and I'll try to get a real video up. And I don't know. I can't do it today because I've got some stuff to do for tomorrow. We're going to do a simple project tomorrow. Actually, the last 3 projects are going to be very simple, I hope. And so this is day 9 for the my Halloween Christmas event, and I will talk to y'all later. I've enjoyed seeing y'all too. So let me know if you have any questions. You can ask a question in the comments once it's published. You can ask a question in the comments, and then I'll answer. You can email me too. I answer pretty well there too. Okay. Alrighty. Thank you, y'all. Y'all are so nice. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Alrighty. Bye.